Hey everyone. I'm hoping that some of you have taken me up on my encouragement for you to challenge yourself in this personal upgrade challenge from now to the end of the year so we can celebrate the new year in the win column. So what I thought I'd do today, for those of you that are taking the challenge and you have a fitness or a health component to it, I thought I'd share some numbers that you can use for guidance. If you're trying to put together a plan and don't know where to start, these numbers might be a real solid place to start putting together your own personal plan. Remember, you can make it your own. But here are some numbers you can use for guidance. And I'm hoping, I'm easing into it so you can look around right now and grab something to take some notes or save the video, come back to it later, or save the video and re-listen to it and write down a detailed plan that you can stick to. Compliance, right? So the first number is 12. If you multiply your weight by 12, that's roughly the amount of calories required for you to stay exactly the same. Not lose weight, not gain any weight, right? That's kind of like the even water line, right? The level set. So that you need to be aware of for the next 3 months. You do not want to, you want to try not to eat over that for sure. If you're trying to lose weight, you want to eat just slightly under it, not dramatically under it. Like, don't cut 600 calories out. Just cut like 200, 250 out. That's it. You don't want to kick your body into stress hormones, into starting a negative chain reaction. You don't need to do that. Just eat slightly under that number. So that first number is 12. The second number is 1. In that calorie number, you want to try to have 1 gram of protein per pound of your body weight. If you weigh 200 pounds, you are going to try to eat 200 grams of protein every day. Now, this is going to be one of the most challenging things in all the numbers I give you because it takes adjustment, and you have to eat by the plan or the clock, not by hunger. Because 1, protein will make you full, right? So you just won't be hungry. But what this does is it makes sure that you end up with enough building blocks, proteins broken down to amino acids, for your body to maintain your muscle mass as you do this 90-day window, especially when you decrease calories. You definitely want to lose fat, but you don't want to lose lean body mass. As your ratio of body mass to fat is enhanced, you get more out of everything you do, right? You burn more fat with the same amount of energy. You start this cycle that you start a positive chain reaction. So try 1. That number is 1. Remember 1. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And it will be a challenge until you plan it out. So plan it out. The next number is 1. Again, 1 gallon of water. This is the second hard. Those are the 2 hardest things you will have to do in your day out of the whole numbers I'm giving you. If you want to try to approach or as close to you can, because most people just have to work up into it, of drinking 1 gallon a day. Again, the key to this is also drinking by the plan or the clock, not by when you're thirsty. So if you're doing these 3 numbers that I've walked through so far, you're almost never going to be hungry and you're almost never going to be thirsty, but you still have to eat and you still have to drink, right? So the next number is 3. You want to have your whole food plan set up in such a way that you finish your last meal 3 hours before you go to bed. When you go to bed at night, you don't want your body still working through digestion and dealing with food and all that. You want your body completely done with that so it can just focus on rest and repair. You will sleep better, you will sleep deeper, and your body can be more constructive during the night period and still destructing, then still going through the digestion of food. So 3, have your last meal 3 hours before you go to bed. The next number is 10,000. And you all know where I'm going with the 10,000, right? You want to try to get 10,000 steps in at least a couple days a week. Now, you can have those 10,000 be the accumulation of what's spread out over the entire day. That's still super healthy. I encourage you to make the 10,000 an actual thing, where you say, on this day, at this time, I'm going to walk for an hour and get because that's about how long it's going to take to get 10,000 steps in. And then on this day, at this time, I'm going to walk and make the 10,000 step like a workout. You don't have to, you don't want to rush through it. It's going to take the time it takes is the time it takes, and it needs to take that long, slow time. That's a part of the magic. It's unbelievable good for fat burning. It just has to be steady and continuous long enough. So the 10,000 steps done as a thing will be awesome. And here's another reason why I encourage you to make the 10,000 steps like a workout. That means all the other steps you do in that day, because you will add more to it, you're going to have that many more steps on those 10,000 step days, right? If you just have a goal of 10,000 steps, that's including everything you did today, you will find that you will hover around the 10,000. If you have a 10,000 workout, then you're going to have way more than 10,000 steps on the days that you do this. The other number is 3. At least 3 times a week, you want to do a physically exerting exercise. And I would encourage you to do exercise associated with building muscle, lifting weights, doing body weight stuff more than like walking a treadmill or the Stairmaster climber. Those are great, but the effort here, most people don't realize that it's very, very hard to build muscle. Women often think that they don't want to lift weights because they don't want to get big and bulky, and they just don't have the hormonal profile to really get big and bulky. It's incredibly hard to do. That's why even men end up taking like synthetic drugs, because it's so hard to do. When you are a male with male hormones, it's still very, very hard to do. So, but the act of trying to build muscle, if you can build a tiny bit of more lean body mass, the corresponding loss in body fat from the effort required for that is tremendous. And the more lean body mass you carry around, the more calories you burn sitting around, right? So if you start off weighing 200 pounds and you end this thing weighing 205 pounds, and that extra 5 pounds is muscle, lean body mass, you just sitting around, you're just burning more calories sitting around, right? So the next number is 10. And this may seem like the least important thing, but it might actually be the most impactful thing. For 10 minutes a day, not a random 10 minutes that you think will happen, a planned 10 minutes a day, especially if you can plan it in a calendar, have a set an alarm. For 10 minutes a day, you're going to do nothing. You're just going to sit there for 10 minutes or lie there for 10 minutes, and you're going to make yourself focus on positive things you're grateful for, positive what ifs, positive imagination. You want to just think about good things for a solid 10 minutes a day. For some of you, that 10 minutes is going to seem like an eternity when you first start, because it's such an uncommon thing to do. But if you can make this happen, just, start the timer, set the alarm to go off in 10 minutes, and try to make yourself sit there and just think happy thoughts, happy things. If you don't have happy memories, make some up. It doesn't matter. Be in that happy place for 10 minutes a day. You might be surprised of what just that by itself will do for you. So those are some loose guidance numbers you can use to come up with a plan. And if you build a plan that touches on those numbers and you stick to the plan, and from now to New Year's Eve, I'm pretty sure you will be celebrating a successful upgrade.